Let's look at the final printed output from FilePro. We'll design a new form. We're going to work on the report output. Let's call this list. Okay, and this is going to be a report. It's not a mailing list. It's not a full-page form. It's a report. Now, a report is going to give us every record line by line on a page. It's not going to be one record per form, like on an output form, or like on a form or a label. They have essentially one record per form size. This is going to be a listing, or in rows down the page, as many records as will fit, or as many records as we want to put on the page. Again, it's going to show us the same design form here. So 80 characters wide sounds good. This will allow us to put 66 lines per page and only print 60 lines per page. In other words, the report will be that long, the size of a piece of a letter, 8.5 by 11 if there are 1 line per 6 lines per inch. You get 66 lines on an 11-inch piece of paper. Internationally, it's different and so forth. But we can say, we want to print 60 lines. We'll leave 3 lines at the top and 3 at the bottom when we actually put the paper in the printer or so forth. This is you can adjust. You could actually print only 30 lines per page if you wanted to, or whatever. We'll let this default stand. Here, it wants to know the number of forms down the page. Again, I never fill this form in. It's just not important at this point. We're just going to let as many print as we'll print. If we wanted only 5 records to print per page, we could do that, but we're not going to do that. Change the password? No. We're not going to close up blank lines. No, not at this point. I'll talk about that later. Here it says print totals on a new page. If you are totaling a field, the grand totals will print on a page all by themselves if you want them to. We don't have any totals involved on this list page, so it doesn't really matter. Let's pick the printer. We'll print VG printer, PTR. That's the one we'll print into our test file, test.prt. Here is the standard sort screen. Let's say we do want to sort by company again. And then how about last name and first name? That's our standard sort for this report called list. Okay, this is the heading section. This is the design screen. It's similar to the form. The only difference is there are sections on a report. There's the heading section of every report. There's a data section, which holds the actual record data, record by record. And then there is a totals area, grand totals, and you can add in subtotals. I'll discuss those in a moment. For now, let's just make a very simple form. And again, you can put whatever you want on this screen. You can put field 3, and it'll print the company there. For every record, doesn't make sense on a heading to print any fields like that. Let's print. How about we'll call this thing listing or customer list. Okay. And to make it a little nicer, we'll push it down. We'll call it Valar Group customer list. Okay. Valar Group customer list. And it's going to print on it's the heading on every page. How about if we go over here, we print the date that this listing is printed. That's always important. Now, how will we get the date? We want to know what today's date is. Well, we do know that there's a system maintained field, which is @TD, remember? Yes, it holds today's date. However, just like every other field in FilePro, you have to use a field indicator. So we'll say we want to print asterisk @TD. It's just like we're printing field 2 somewhere on a screen or on a report. You still have to use the asterisk when you're printing a system maintained field. Okay, let me show you another system maintained field. By the way, I'm going to pull this over a little bit. Another system maintained field in terms of output is page number. So if I put page and I put @PN, pretty mnemonic. Now, if I want to see where these fields are going to print, that's fine. I can do that. I could resolve fields, but there's a little bug here. I'm not sure what it is. If I press R, it's not resolving the today field, the today's date field. I don't know why. It's only 8 characters long. It's not showing me the field marker and the page number either. Could be some strange bug. I'm not sure what it is, but I can address that later possibly. Now, we're still in the heading area. What I like to do is always put a little, let me get out of resolve fields. Well, now we're in the heading area. I like to put a dashed line, usually on every report, all the way across. It just makes it look nice. Okay. And up here, I don't have enough room to write the heading that I want to write. I want to write like, customer code and such. I want to write cust code here. I don't have to, I'll just say cust code. How about that? Then I want to put name of, company name. Let's do that. Company name, etc. in the header. We'll go over quite a ways here, and we'll put contact name, and we'll put, how about phone number? Phone. Okay. Now it doesn't look good like that. Heading doesn't look good. I want a space here. I want to make the heading a little nicer. So I'm going to insert some lines in the heading, some space. To do that, I press F8 for options and I toggle on the grow mode. I put grow mode G. Now I can grow this report down. I can insert a line. See, I've inserted a line. I can insert as many lines as I want in the heading, or I can pull up lines in the heading. Okay, I'm going to insert a line. All right, now I'm going to go into the F8 options and I'm going to turn the toggle mode off. You notice that it shows up on the bottom right. Okay, now it's not there. Now the toggle mode's not on. Now that grow mode is not toggled on. The grow mode is a toggle. It goes on or off. Now that it's off and we're back to the regular mode, if I press F3, I push down whatever on my form, and F4 sucks it up again. So I'm going to push this down. Now this form looks the heading's going to look a little nicer. It's going to print this stuff in this way. Okay. Here, I want to print the customer code. I forget what that is, so I'm going to press F6. F6, and the customer code is somewhere on the screen. It's probably 19. There we go, 19. I'm going to print field 19 there. And I'm going to space over. And over here, I'm going to print the company code. Company code we know is 3. I'll space over here. And contact name. Let's put his first name, which is field 1. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's put his last name, and let's use the push left operator, which we now know what that does. For phone, I think phone is field 9 or 11. Field 9 is the phone, so I'll print the phone here. This looks like it's going to be pretty close to the first and last name, though. So that's okay. I tell you what, let's resolve the fields now. See where they're all going to print. I do F8, then I press R for resolve fields. Customer code has a little place there, and then we're going to skip a few characters. The company goes all the way over, and look, I can't see where the contact name is. It's just sort of, I don't see where the beginning of contact, the end of field marker for company. I'm going to press X to get out of this mode. Covered over the *1 for field 1. So you see I don't have enough room to print the company there. So I am going to move the company. Here's a way to move both things at once. I'm going to use a box function. And I'm going to move the company to over here. There we go. Now I left some dash lines here. So I can put them back. Okay. If I resolve fields now, let's see if I clobber things up. I'm still clobbering over the asterisk of the *1, the contact name. Okay, I'm going to hit X. And now in screen design, I could move this over a little further, but I'm not going to move the company a little further. Instead, I'm going to move this all over. I'll press F1, push it over 2 characters. And I'll go up here and I'll push these headings over 2 characters, so they line up again. Now I'll resolve fields. Yes, I have a nice thing. The first name is now visible, and then the last name, it looks like the last name is going to encroach all the way over to phone. But now remember that we are pushing the last name next to. Let's go down here and look at this. This last name, this first name can be up to 10 characters. So it starts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to print up to there. Then there's 1 space. Let's push that over. There's the space. Leave an extra space. And here we have 15 characters possible in the last name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So really the first place I can put the phone would be over here, if I want to ensure that I have enough room to print everything. Let's try that. Okay. And I'm going to move the phone over. Now, I don't think this is all going to work, but I'm going to try it. If I press F8 and resolve the fields, Yeah, see what happened? I get the customer code. That's kind of good. The company then fits in, and it goes all the way over to there. And the first thing is still the name and the stuff still clobbering the phone number. So I don't have enough room to put all this stuff on the first line. I only want to keep 80 characters. I want to keep it all, under an 80 character piece of paper. So you know what? I'm going to move the phone to another line. And I'm going to just write underneath it. There's the company name. There's the phone. I'll put right underneath the company name. How about phone? I'll even write PHONE, and then I'll put the phone number. And if I want to be a little bit, I could actually put the fax number if I wanted. The phone number is enough for right now. Let's just show what this report does. If I press F8 by the way, and I resolve the fields, there's plenty of room for everything. First name, last name, all the stuff that I want to see on this report. Only one thing I want to show you. Remember how I grew this line right here? If I don't grow this data area, it's going to print one record's worth of data. Then the very next record will print, and they'll be right next to each other. There'll be no space between records. I want a space between records, so I'm going to press F8, toggle on the grow mode, and then, well, first of all, I'm going to get out of resolve mode. Now I'm going to press F8, toggle on the grow mode, and now I'm going to press F3 and put one space in between every record. Okay, now I'll press escape, and I'll store this format. Let's run this format and see what it does. You know what? I can run the format by pressing D, request output, and I can say I want to pick the one called list and go through all this stuff. But I'm going to be doing this a lot. So instead, let's quickly go redesign our menu, which is called VG menu. And the place where I say I'm generating output, I was generating labels there. All I'm going to do is come down here, and instead of generating labels, I'm going to generate the list. The output format called list. List, F2, F2. Same thing. I'm running in the same file and everything. You notice, remember I changed the this title up here to output. It's not just labels. This is a way for me to just test things as I'm going. Okay, now let's run that user menu and pick generate output. So I'll hit G. It did it instantly. Now let's view the output. Okay, here's what we've generated. Take a little bit of a look at this. You see that the first record just has a phone number. It has no name. It has no company. It has a name. It does have Tristan Gruber, but it has no customer code, has no company. It does have a phone, and you see that it skips a line, and it goes down to the next person. A little hard to read this report. In fact, it doesn't even look good at all, but it gives you a rough idea of what's going on here and how you generate reports. Okay, in the next section, we'll go a little further with generating reports.